Good morning, guys, and from another hot morning in Dubai. I feel every time I walk out in Dubai, it's like walking out in a sauna, because inside territories like hotels, shopping malls, you name it, are so comfy because every single building are equipped with air conditioner. Enough about that. It's a wonderful day in Dubai. Today's plan is basically to first, I'm gonna explore a little bit more about the Dubai Marina. I'm in the beach area now and there are so few people here. Like, just look, all the beach beds are almost empty. Interesting. I wonder if it's because of the UV and extremely hot weather, because we're in the summer month, which is basically the worst period. There's the beach side of Dubai. A bit more people here than I saw earlier today. So while I'm talking about that, a wonderful example of one of Dubai's futuristic projects. This tall building here is just one of many unfinished buildings that are being constructed these days. So when you travel or when you walk around in Dubai, like I do here, you will see a lot of skyscrapers, of course, because it's a city of skyscrapers. But you also see all these unfinished skyscrapers, and that is because Dubai is constantly innovating and they are constantly progressing. Dubai is a city you can go to so many times and still have so much new stuff to discover, because it's constantly getting new attractions or new stuff to see, like these buildings here, and all this Marina Bay is pretty new thing. You know, Dubai and UAE was created in 50 years ago, in 1970s, 71 I think, when Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Sharia and 4 other emirates managed to get an agreement to create the United Arab Emirates. Then you have some other things that you just need to be aware of when you are in the UAE. Like, as fancy as the whole United Arab Emirates looks like, it's also a very dark side of this emirate that I read about, because most of these constructions here, most of these skyscrapers, these fancy shopping malls, are mostly products of cheap labors from especially Pakistan, Bangladesh and India and some of the sub-Saharan African countries. So it's a very sad thing, because I read news that they are living in very harsh conditions outside of the big cities like Dubai, outside of Abu Dhabi. They're living in harsh conditions, and they are even taking their passports away, so they cannot go back to their home countries. They cannot get their family to reunite with them, which is a very sad thing. Later years I heard that Dubai and UAE, the UAE, I'm saying Dubai constantly, but I mean the UAE, has started to think further to the future and not being too dependent on oil, because we all know that the oil will run out and other countries are removing their dependency on oil more and more. We all know that. So just to be prepared for that, UAE has started to boost and boom their tourist industry to a much higher level. They're building all these artificial beaches, their artificial stuff, in order to produce materials for vegetation. Like, for example, Dubai is mostly dependent on import because it's a desert country, so you can't grow much stuff here. But that's just one thing that Dubai has, the UAE has started to consider for the future, compared to other Gulf nations like Bahrain, Qatar, Kuwait, which are more or less very dependent on oil and gas production. So I'm basically just walking across the station here, and as you can see, there are quite some strict rules that applies to stuff. For example, if you take a metro, you are not allowed to drink or eat or even chew a chewy gum. You're not allowed to do that at all. Can give you a high fine. And also the metro station is pretty well developed. It's connected very well to buildings, surrounding buildings. So you can basically, in most stations, you can walk to buildings without even being exposed to the sun outside. So yeah, it's a very well developed system. So this is the way to buy ticket in Dubai, and I can select number of trips. Yes, 2 round trip. Cash. Fine.
It's possible.
Oh, perfect. And then the other.
Take it.
I'll take it. So the thing is that when you buy a single ticket in Dubai, you will get this paper card here. And the paper card, even though it's a single ticket, you need to keep it because you can refill it again for the next time when you take the metro. We've used it at least 4 times and it still hasn't expired. I think there is an expiration time on how many times you can use it, but at least it works at least 4 times. So just keep that in mind. And also, I just wanted to show you guys quickly the metro system in Dubai. It's a very developed metro system, and it has a lot of things to take into consideration. For example, they have an own section, which you can see all in the back there, where there is a gold sign. And that gold sign is for people who have paid a bit more extra for their train ticket. You will get more comfortable seats, for example, and you can chill a bit more because there are much less people. There are also an own section for women, which you can see behind there, and that section is only for women and children. So if you are a man, don't go there because you can get a high fine if you do. Otherwise, you have this other normal entrances that are covering most of the train tracks. So just be aware where you sit, because in some places you are not allowed to enter because of the restrictions. We are on our way to do some cool shots by the dubaiframe, one of the newest attractions that the UAE has invested in. Now the time is 5, and this is when we start our outdoor activity. Because it's July, it's actually not a recommendable month to go to Dubai because the temperature can be quite extreme. Now it's 42 Celsius degree, which is too hot to do
From
outdoor activities, and it's actually recommended to do outdoor activities from after 4 or even after 5. We finally reached the frame of Dubai, the newest attraction for tourists that was built just recently. It's basically just a giant frame that you can see behind me in order for tourists to take pictures of the new city, which you can see behind me there. Or if you go to the other side of the frame, you can take a picture of the old city, which is that way. In order to get here, it's totally free to stand where we are standing, but actually in order to enter the park that the frame is situated inside, that will cost you 52 UAE dirham, which is this frame here is supposed to be the world's biggest frame that capture the whole city life. You can also, when you enter the park, pay an additional admission fee in order to go all the way to the top and to look around the city. I think what I've read about and watched YouTube before, I think it's pretty much the same as the view from Burj Khalifa or other tall skyscrapers. You basically just see the whole city. So I don't think it's worth it, but it's definitely a cool attraction to show to tourists or to the locals here in Dubai. So it's definitely worth a trip because you can get this frame view that I'm standing in for a total free price. So in order to get here, there are several options. You can take the metro to Al Jafilia station. Just be aware that the metro name in Google Maps compared to in the metro station is different. In the metro station, aka the announcement, they say the metro station is called Max, but in Google it's called Al Jafilia, which is relatively different from each other. So just keep in mind where you are. From this station, you can walk approximately 20 minutes across this park here. You see the frame there, and you basically walk on that side over there all the way around until you reach here. It takes approximately 20 minutes from the metro station. You can also take Karim, which is a very convenient app to use in Dubai and in the Middle East in general. Uber works. There is a bus as well. We haven't tried the bus, but it's supposed to be a relatively easy ride with the bus. It can be a good experience, but if you are afraid of heights, I don't think it's worth it. So today we went to the Mall of Emirates, and inside the Mall of Emirates, we bought two different bottles. One bottle for hair oil. It's 125 milliliter, and it costed 5.1 dirham, and that cost in euro 1.3 euro, which is extremely cheap. Even in Europe, the price is much higher. Even the bottle is much smaller. It's like 50 milliliter for 3.2 pound. We searched about it earlier. And this bottle here, which is 1 kilo, it costed 20.5 dirham. The base is cactus, supposed to be very good for hair loss, and this, it's for coconut oil. It's supposed to be also very good to put on dry hair. I'll give you my review when I've tried the products. All right, that's it for Dubai. See you in Tashkent, Uzbekistan.